extraordinary results come from doing ordinary things for an extraordinary period of time. So I put myself in that mindset of me back then dreaming to be where I am now. The grit and the action that kept me going no matter what, and to never forget the basic and the boring things that got me here. In this video, I'm going through 7 life and business lessons that I wish I knew earlier. Let's get to it. Number 1 is love the dirt. And this is something that I picked up from Sahil Bloom, who shared this incredible life-changing lesson from Gary Vaynerchuk. Now, Gary has such a longevity in his career as an entrepreneur and also a creator.
I am Gary Vaynerchuk, Director of Operations here at Wine Library, and I am very proud to launch what we think is the first video wine blog.
My vehicle's business. I can't help it. It's what I love. I love building businesses.
And what allows one person to thrive in their journey and loving it while other people just fade out is to embrace the dirt where you started, the place where you gained that initial momentum.
I would go to Google, I would type in beer, so I would click this one, pubglasses.com. I'd go to this site, I'd see what they have, I would find the phone number of this place. Here's a phone number, I'd pick it up. Hello, who would I speak to about you guys possibly advertising on my beer blog?
That's me, the owner, Dean.
And gain that progress towards what you're working on. And we see this, right? People lose that initial passion, the spark and energy behind what got them to do what they're doing in the first place. If you think you're too big to do the small things, doing things that don't scale, talking to customers, spending time on the detail to go the extra mile, testing and learning from what's winning, then you're never gonna last. And this really brings to mind an example from Taylor Swift, who really goes deep on every single interaction with her fans. She's surprised fans by playing at their wedding. By the face of it, there's no traditional business case to support the kind of work that she does, because these are the things that don't scale. But what she earns back in terms of the fans' reactions and also their support of her work over the years really shows off in the long term. This is the reason why Taylor Swift is able to sustain decades of innovating herself and constantly reinventing her image, because she's able to be there every single time, on the ground, loving the dirt of where she came from. Number 2 is increase your surface area of luck. I first came across this through the entrepreneur Jason Roberts, who introduced the concept of the luck surface area, which is the amount of action you take around your passion to the number of people that you communicate your passion to. And in modern marketing, one of the best ways to increase your luck surface area is by creating a personal brand around what you do and creating content on social media about it. Because the more people you tell about your passion, the higher the odds that luck and opportunities will find you. In the early days, I didn't have a concept of a personal brand. I literally put my head down and I worked day in and day out. It wasn't until I got to Google I realized I had so much knowledge to share and help others with what I know in marketing. I started this YouTube channel to create content to help others around marketing, business, and also my own life lesson learned along the way. And by regularly creating content and sharing it online, I got given opportunities to write books with a publisher, launch the business where clients are ready to work with me. So if you want to be more successful, then increase your surface area luck by doing great work and telling more people about it online. Number 3 is designing your life with the end in mind by knowing what you want. When I was younger, I was driven by status and money, so I spent months and years studying, networking towards a job at a university in finance that paid me 6 figures in the first year. But the money and status wasn't enough to keep me going. I wasn't passionate about it, and quickly I got burnt out and left the industry. Looking back, I never actually asked myself, what does my ideal life look like? Because if you ask yourself that question, that'll help you design the life around your version of success. And for me, success is work that lights me up every single morning that's on my own terms, but at the same time living life by being with close friends and family. This becomes my North Star to work towards. So if you ever get an opportunity or a new project, ask yourself this: does this fit into your ideal life and what you want? If not, then you can quickly make your decision and not waste your time on something you didn't want in the first place. Number 4 is shorten that gap between idea and execution. In the book Third Door by Alex Banayan, who documented the extraordinary 7 years journey of interviewing some of the most successful people on earth, like Bill Gates, Tim Ferriss, and Jessica Alba. And at the time, he was just a college dropout who had zero credibility to get his foot in the door. But he had the one thing that was in his favor, which is his ability to take action on his ideas.
School and society have this way of making us feel like those are the only 2 ways in. You're either born into it or you wait your turn like everybody else. But what I've learned is that there's always always the third door. And it's the door where you have to jump out of line, run down the alley, bang on the door 100 times, crack open the window, go through the kitchen. There's always a way in.
Like emailing the Founders Summit, Alex Bisnow, who's his dream mentor, who invited him on a flight the next day to London. And that meeting led to a floodgate of contacts and opportunities that eventually led Alex to his book deal, which became a #1 international bestseller, and he's now a sought-after speaker and author, which boosted his entire life trajectory. So remember this, ideas are cheap, but execution is real. You need to shorten that time between having an idea and actually doing it. Instead of letting it ruminate in your head, send that email, make that call, write that pitch, make that content, go to that event. Whatever can take you one step closer to making your idea a reality, do that today. Number 5 is to love the process over the end result. In James Clear's book, Atomic Habits, he shared this wonderful math equation. And that is, if we improve ourselves 1% every single day over a year, you'll be 37 times better by the end of it. And this is the part that many people don't see, which is the process of who you become. And that is so much more important than the end goals and the results. One thing I learned to love over the years is the process. I learn new things, improve my health, and build my relationships every day. Because if you put all your focus on the final result, you will never be happy. Well, you'll find that you'll quickly lose motivation, you beat yourself up, and just finally give up. In the real world, progress comes from day to day. There are some good days, and there's gonna be some really bad days. Learning a new skill or starting a new business is not a straightforward path. So when you enjoy the process, you will outlast so many others who only focus on the end result. Number 6 is to work hard, but live harder. So I was born into a family of workaholics. My mom and dad taught me at a very early age that great things come to those who work hard. And I really respected them for that because I would never have been given the opportunities I had. But as I grew into my adulthood, I also brought that with me into my work ethic, which also meant that eventually I was relentlessly pushing my health into the limit, getting very little sleep, and just burning out constantly. Eventually, I wondered this cycle of hard work will ever come to an end, and whether there's a better way to live as fully as we work, rather than waiting for that one day, because that one day will probably be too late. And as Oprah once famously said, we can have it all, just not all at the same time. So despite how hard you're working towards your career or make a living, it's just as important to carve out time to spend that quality time experience with those that we love. Unfortunately, there isn't a balance, and you just have to make that time. Travel the world, spend the weekend with the loved ones, get in touch with that old friend from back then. These will be worth so much more to you when you're looking back from the future. Number 7 is to be an internal student. I wouldn't be where I am today without all the amount of self-learning I did since the day I left university. I practically self-taught everything I knew about marketing and business. In order to keep growing, you have to keep learning. Curate a content diet from individuals and publications that you aspire to and want to learn from. Follow the accounts on social media that are giving out valuable information to inspire and educate you. Read books and listen to podcasts from thought leaders in your industry. When you create a digital learning environment like this, you can make the most of those tiny moments when you're waiting in line at the supermarket, or maybe you're commuting in and out of office. All of this will add hours into your day, which then helps you learn the knowledge and skills that help you move forward in life. So these are my 7 life and business lessons. Thank you so much for staying with me until the end. If you liked the video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe, and let me know which of these lessons really resonated with you. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.